You know, because I don't listen to your really nice commercial radio stations. I just don't listen to them. But I hear from my your different extended family when you come across them at functions and things, and they're like, "Oh, you've been hearing your song." I'm like, "Where? You listening to National Radio Kiwi?" And they're like, "No, I heard it on the breeze." And you're like, "What?
Really?
Now, how did that happen? What happened to the universe? You know?"
Yeah.
And
that's a good thing.
My friend heard it in Kmart the other day. I was like, "What?
That's
No
because
way."
Out of Reach ended up on the hit, and you ended on a hit list, did it not?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And it's and so we've just been I did 23 shows in March. So as much as I've rebased myself in Littleton for the rebuild, and I'm down there with at the moment building a house for my dad. But I'm away on tour a lot. Been away with the Eastern for the last since their album came out as well. You know, just sort of road managing and playing shows with them. And
that's nice. So you're part of the that's all good, the touring, but you're part of the rebuild.
I'm definitely one. It's exciting. It's quite exciting, this whole thing. You know, because you got these lobby groups and stuff, and Project Port Littleton and so forth that really want to get some change. You know, and they kind of like and they just never before could they really. You know, it's like, I'd love to get the trucks off this road or something. You know, and it was kind of like, well, that just really wouldn't happen. But after an event like this, you end up with this, the situation where you do have a chance to actually lobby and go, oh, my town's going to be rebuilt, and I'm going to get to go to meetings and say I want it to look like this, and we should build like this and put a square over here, and so the whole of Littleton goes to these big meetings and these marquees, and everyone sort of has a chance to say, and then the draft plan gets sent back to us in the mail, and we open it, it's like, it looks like what we said.
At the moment,
like wicked.
Yeah.
At the moment,
got to keep on top of that.
And you've got to start that way, totally.
Because now we've got another 100 days where something's going to.
And I mean,
happen,
it sort of feels sometimes a little bit like Fiji, the democratic process down there.
It's New Zealand at the moment, to be fair.
So so, totally. So it's kind of like it really has given a lot of impetus to the small kind of lobby groups, I guess, of community lobby groups who wanted to get sort of some pretty positive change happening, have some leverage for once, and are making things happen. And it's exciting. It's really exciting in Christchurch. People are nice, though everyone's empathetic, and as much as there's destruction and stuff, there's it's been it's a nice time. Nice time to play gigs, because people remember their responsibility as an audience, which I think sometimes audiences forget, which is not just to stand there and go and review the gig, but to actually, you're part of it. My half, I'll play some songs, your half, get into it. Just have a good time, have a drink, don't worry about it too much. It's not precious, it's just music.
Well, it's good to have a little bit of that vibe up here in Auckland, and you guys, or you yourself, are playing with the Bads at a new place called the Paddington in Parnell on Saturday night. A bit of a launch of the venue. Yeah,
this is a dude who saw me play when I launched the album up here last year, and he said he wanted to set up a venue, and people often say that to you, like, oh, I'm going to set this stuff up, I want to do it right, I'll take you out for lunch, and I'll ask you what do you reckon I should do, like, as a musician? So I did. I went out with this dude, and he wrote all these notes, and he went and did it, which is really unnerving. But it's in that part of Parnell where you don't go up the hill, you go round past the old buildings at the front.
Yeah.
And I think the pub's been there for ages, the Paddington, but he's taken it over and he's turned it into a big turned it into a venue and stuff, and it's all quite nice. And
we need other good venues where live bands can go and play. And get paid for it. Maybe fed.
We're getting good meals
and play through a good sound system.
He's got this crazy idea that you shouldn't actually have to hire the venue you're playing at. You take the door, he'll take the bar, and he's actually paid for posters. I don't know if I should say this. He's paid for the posters.
It's great.
And he's not charging us to hire the PA.
Yeah.
And when every other band member listening to this hears that, they're just going to get in a queue outside. Because bless a lot of the rest of them, but he's been really helpful, which is very odd and unnerving again. But it's that's cool. And then I'm on doing this the 7 days thing tonight, so it's a
7 days on TV3 at 9:30.
That'd be about it, I think. Yeah.
And Lyndon's about to play live, but I just want to give everyone the opportunity right now. If you want to go along tomorrow night to the Paddington in Auckland City in Parnell, I'm giving you the opportunity right now to win a double pass plus Lindon Puffin's Hope Holiday. All you need to do is text through 3013, and I'll take the first three that do that.
Are we giving away 3 of them?
3 double passes.
And how are we giving away copies
and
of the
3 albums? Is that okay, Lyndon? Can you afford these 3 albums?
Yeah, but I'm only going to put a very small signature in the mail.
All right, so text through 3013 right now. If you're going to be in Auckland City tomorrow night, go along to the Paddington to catch the Bads, another great, fantastic band and Lindon Puffin playing live at the Paddington.
And
do that
I've
right
got my
now.
whole band with me as well, so that's
you do
I often do solo and stuff,
Great.
but I'm doing a sort of a solo-y set first, then the bands, which is those Brett Adams and Diane Swan. They're really cool.
Yeah, and they've got a new album coming out soon as well.
Yeah.
Play live.
Now, what I want, I don't want to play a song off the album. I want to play something I've just written.
Okay.
Because I didn't think I'd write an earthquake song at all, you know, and I because I always thought, oh no, there's enough bad poetry out there, you know, in Christchurch at the moment. So I thought I would. But then it happened. Like, there's some forgotten victims of this thing. There's the boy racers, you know. I mean, they're all out east and they're having a hard time. I get so frustrated behind them in my preview because they're like lowered and they have to go so slowly, you know,
over those potholes.
And they're like, you know, no one cares. But the good thing is they've all ended up west where the subdivisions are, you know, which is I suppose positive in a way. Hustling the shit out of those places.
Yeah.
And then there's the bowling clubs, you know, like unlike golf clubs where it's got to be sort of, you know, it can be lumpy and stuff.
Yeah.
The bowling club's got to be perfectly flat. Every bowling club out east shut down because, you know, you can't do bowls. Bowls is the second biggest sport in this country.
The boy races will be heavy though once the CBD opens up again. Apparently they're going to keep the one-way system. So, and I know boy races are happy about that because they can all line up.
But it's a long waiting period there, eh?
Yeah.
And then the other thing, of course, that happened was, you know, so all the bars closed down, and they've just been starting to open again. Some of them, it's you know, a lot of relationships didn't make it through the stress of the quake. So there are a lot of people breaking up. Friends of mine who I thought were pretty, you know, rock steady, went their separate ways because it was just too stressful. And then it's like, well, there's no bars to go meet anybody new.
Yeah.
And after a few months, that becomes a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of that means there's a lot of buying whiskey at the bottle store and self-medicating at home to get through the aftershocks. Yeah. And this just leads straight to internet dating. Once you've had a couple of whiskeys and you can't meet anybody, straight to internet dating, creating a dodgy profile. So I was at a friend's house one night, and she was like, "Oh, help me make this profile. What do I write?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. Probably you just have to like, don't be honest. You know, that's okay. Right, honesty, big line through that one." And I went home that night and I thought, well, if I was to write a profile for myself, what would it be? And I sat down and I wrote this song called Man Seeks Woman.
All right.
Which I'll try and remember all the lyrics for. Sort of, if I can get that, I'll get the mic out here and we'll get a bit of guitar. It's a very needy song. I'm trying to be honest. Vaguely successful musician. Modest prospects at best. Yeah, no real possessions to speak of. But most days reasonably dressed. Seeks a woman with limitless patience. Her own house and a soft loving touch. And parents that still live together, but don't like to visit that much. Alright, well his friends will admit that he's a project. And he's almost but not quite complete. He knows how to make the whole party laugh, but he's just a little bit short for his feet. If you're a woman seeking adventure on a road that's often obscure, and if you've had it with stability and income, well, I think I found you the cure. Here I am, take me, I'm yours. Forget about saving the world, let me be your cause. Well, here I am, please take me home. Our hearts as human as ours, whams, they should not be alone. He smokes a lot less than he used to. He likes movies and books about space. He no longer needs antidepressants, but he keeps some around just in case. If you're a woman with a master's in listening, who's happy to always be late, and if you want to stay up all night watching test match cricket, then I believe this is fate. Here I am, take me, I'm yours. Forget about saving this planet and let me be your cause. Well, here I am, well, please take me home. Yeah. Hearts as helpless as ours should not be alone. our hearts as human as ours. We just shouldn't be alone. No.
Oh,
Voice
Lindon Puffin.
bit raspy on the voice, but you get the sentiment now.
Send a self-addressed envelope where?
Just the first 3 callers. You can have me.
Very, very nice. Well, perhaps you can make a proposal in person tomorrow night at the Paddington.
Yes, I'll play it tomorrow, I think, in the opening set. So come along and just throw yourself at me. I mean, I'm pretty much, I'll take anything,
In Parnell tomorrow evening, text 3013, put the word studio first, you'll get the double pass and also the Hope Holiday CD. Lindon, pleasure having you in once again.
Thank you very much. Lovely to be drinking wine at 9:30.
Isn't it nice? Come back again soon, please.